Okay, so yes, technically this video should be a review on Captain Marvel. That film is set in the 90s and Iron Man is set in 2008 when the movie came out. But then that means Captain Marvel was made 11 years after and my OCD brain simply cannot review films in an order that out of time. So fuck you, we're doing Iron Man next. Now I'm sure I'm not going to piss anybody off when I say that this film is very good. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that it's probably the best superhero origin story in a movie ever made. Everything just works. And there are so many moments in this film where you can tell they're referencing films that are about to come later in the MCU. Obviously at the time we didn't know that yet, but after being up to date, you can hear lines that Marvel sneakily put in there. And I love that. I also can't tell you enough how refreshing this movie is. Iron Man doesn't feel invincible in this like he does in later films. I like the new stuff, but I also really miss the suit not looking so animated as it does in Infinity War. I love hearing the mechanical noises every time Tony moves. Tony even has bodyguards in this film. Speaking of Tony, he's an asshole. Like he has a fucking stripper pole coming out of a floor in his private jet. It seriously is nice to see how Tony's mentality has changed through the MCU and how everything that's happened has affected him. Not to mention, Pepper can be an arsehole too.
After all these years, Tony still has you picking up the dry cleaning.
I do anything and everything that Mr. Stark requires, including occasionally taking out the trash.
It's safe to say that a lot of people were worried to find out that Robert Downey Jr. was going to play Iron Man, but oh my god did he prove people wrong. This film's humour is a lot more frequent than Captain America's, but it still falls into place at the right time. This is mostly because it's just Tony making quippy remarks because, like I said, he's an asshole. Also, I think it's about time that I live up to the name of the channel and give you my first unpopular opinion. I really like Rhodes in this film. And by that I mean I prefer Terrence Howard's version a lot more than Don Cheadle's. I'm sorry.
Next time, baby.
You're not getting a next time. And oh my god do I miss Jarvis.
Jarvis, you up?
For you, sir, always.
Iron Man has such a darker tone than any other MCU movie. Hell, the cave scene feels like it's made like a Neil Blomkamp film. By the way, surely getting waterboarded is bad for the electric magnet in your chest? No? Okay. The cave scene really shows you that even though he's a fucking arsehole, he's a billionaire for a reason. He's smart as hell. He can be held captive in a cave in the middle of a desert and still make a tripwire bomb. A mini arc reactor, and a fucking suit of armor with a flamethrower. And while Tony is an arsehole, Iron Man is a straight savage. Like he literally flies halfway across the world just to get revenge. I also love that during the cave escape, Jensen says this as he dies. Pretty fitting line considering Tony saves the universe. And there's a lot of lines like this in the film, trust me. He doesn't even get back to America until minute 42. The cave scene doesn't outstay its welcome. It's long, but it doesn't feel long. In every origin story there's a montage of the hero making their suit. I love how in this film it's super drawn out and there's a thought process behind it. It's not just a guy with a sewing machine and him practicing fight moves in an alley.
Perhaps if you intend to visit other planets, we should improve the exosystem.
How ironic. This film also falls under the pre-Guardians era. There are moments where it has such a dark tone, especially for a Disney movie. The terrorists are literally lining people up to be executed. I also just want to point out that the theme tune in this is so badass. It's literally just 4 notes, but it still makes you want to whack out your guitar and jam the riff in your bedroom. And in this movie, it also completely reminded me that Pepper was Tony's assistant. Is it just me who forgot that?
You're gonna kill yourself, Tony. I'm not gonna be a part of it.
Well, look how that turned out. Now, one thing I do not like in this movie, and never have done, is Obadiah.
Just because I brought pizza back from New York doesn't mean it went bad.
You brought pizza back from New York all the way to California. That pizza will be disgusting now. That's not me saying I don't like Jeff Bridges playing him, because he's a very good actor. It's just the character is not well thought out. Like, picking up a car full of random people just for the sake of being evil, you didn't need to do that. Also, Obadiah clearly knew what Pepper was doing in this scene, yet he didn't do anything to stop her. Oh, are you annoyed? Well, you could have done something about it. I also just want to tell a little anecdote as well. I mean, it has no relevance to this video, but hey, it's my video. I can do what the hell I want. I first watched this film with my dad when I was 9 years old, and after Obadiah tries to kill Tony with his sonic death pen, my dad asked me, "Louis, how do you think Tony's going to survive this?" "Well, Dad, Tony's going to find the present that Pepper gave to him earlier in the movie and use it to save his life." To which my dad said, "Nah, you've clearly seen this film before. You're not smart enough to figure that out." Thanks, Dad. You always supported me through everything. Alright, well, that about wraps it up. There honestly is very little I can say wrong about this film. It seriously was the best way to start the MCU. 8.3 out of 10. Yes, I'm doing decimal points. And now it's time for my Character of the Movie Award. Tony's robot. Okay, bye.